What do you feel like track and cross country, the sports itself, offer to somebody in high school? Like, what do they give? You
Right.
just talked about discipline and things like that. What's the benefit? Because, as a coach, one of the challenges I get, it's a different type of competition. It's not, playing basketball. It's not playing football or soccer. And for those who especially don't do distance running, you have to adopt a different type of mentality to be successful.
Right. Not every kid is 6 foot or plus to play basketball. Not every kid has the muscles to play football. I was 5'7" and 130 pounds in high school. I could have played football. Actually, would have played. I'd have gone to practice and sit there on the bench and enjoy the games. But track and cross country allows people to kind of find. First of all, it allows you that with the right training, you can improve beyond what you ever believed. I remember the first time I ever ran 6 miles. It took forever, and to think that one day I could race 6 miles at 5 minutes a mile is just hard to believe. So with training, with intelligence, and with a little bit of wisdom, I think you can find yourself doing better than anyone really believes. I think a lot of people can do it. It's just a matter of wanting to do it.
So one of my goals, so now teaching back at Denham and coaching at Denham, is to really build up both cross-country and track programs. And when I was in high school, we had the North Park track, but it was just an asphalt top, and so we practice on it limited. We don't practice on it currently. We have a little bit of a rubber runway, but I want to get us a track, right, to put behind the freshman high. And from my perspective, it offers not only a benefit for the students and the athletes, but also the community. What are your thoughts on that? What does running in itself offer to a community?
Well, so there, as you kind of hinted at, there are 2 aspects of it. So from the student aspect, I think having a track and be able to practice on the track is kind of almost fundamental in the United States. Every place I've lived has had tracks. You can't have a good track team without having a track to train on. It's nice to have one you can race on as well and have meets, but having a decent track to train on is really kind of the basis to begin that. Now that I'm an old guy, I still run, and my legs aren't what they used to be. I can't run on the roads. I can't run on concrete anymore. So for me, even now, when I run on grass, or I go to a junior high school close to where I live and run on the rubber track. So I think it's helpful for the community. I think if you look at any track in any community you see, you'll see people out there walking, moms, dads, kids playing. And I think it's important for the community, for their health. Certainly not all the community is going to use it, but there are people who will do that there because it's a safe place. Cars aren't around. You don't have to worry about your kid getting off away from you because you're there walking with your kid or whatever. So I think it's something that is helpful both to the community individually, and I think it's essential for the students. And I think if you're willing to have a gym, you should have a track, just like you should have a baseball field, like you should have tennis courts. It's just kind of basic things that schools want to provide for their students, because we know that the students who are running track and cross country actually develop self-discipline, that they'll end up being doctors and lawyers and engineers and teachers, a lot of different things. So I think it's very helpful for that.
Absolutely. One last thing. So you don't live in Denham Springs anymore. So where are you living? What brings you back to Denham? How often do you come back?
I'm starting to come back a lot more often than I used to. I live now in Corpus Christi, Texas. I work at a children's hospital. My parents, who moved away from Denham when I was halfway through college, I think, about a year and a half through college, and they moved to Michigan, and they've been around. My dad's a pastor. He's now retired and has moved back to Denham. So now that my parents are here, I've got a great excuse to come here. It's also kind of halfway between where I live and, well, not halfway, but it's close to where one of my kids goes to college, so I take her to college. It's kind of a nice stopping place. So we're coming back more often. I think this is the second time I've been here in the last 6 weeks, and I'm sure one of us is going to have to come pick up my daughter from college in December. So we're going to be here more often, and I'm glad, because Denham has a town that I have very, very fond memories, many friends who still live here. It's a special place to me.
Okay. How many kids do you have?
I have 5 kids, and my youngest is in college,
Okay.
at Mississippi College,
Okay.
so, which is where I went.
Where they live?
So my oldest son lives in Rogers, Arkansas. My second son actually lives with me. Third son and his wife, my oldest son is married too, and we have 2 grandkids. My third son is married and lives in Gainesville, Florida. And and then my fourth child is my daughter. She lives with me, but she's kind of dating somebody seriously. And then my youngest is a junior in college. She's in nursing school at Mississippi College. So, and 3 of my kids have gone to Mississippi College. One has graduated, and this current one probably will graduate, and one of them went there for a couple of years. So
Very
we
cool.
should have strong ties here.
Well, I'm glad that we had a chance to, do this. I've been looking forward to it for a while, so I want to appreciate it. Just thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.